10 years ago, we lived through some of the most intense paranormal activity imaginable. That led us to research haunted locations to capture evidence proving the existence of supernatural beings.
Okay, can we, both caution, you're gonna leave tonight.
And help our families being tormented as we
You're gonna
once
leave
were.
the kids alone too.
And what we discovered is that the South Coast is wickedly haunted.
That was incredible. That's what I'm talking about. That's proof.
Hi, I'm Todd.
And I'm Marissa.
Welcome to Wickedly Haunted. We are super excited to be back. We have a great show for you tonight. And real quick, we're going to just run a clip for what you can expect from tonight's show.
See, like, it'll turn like so slowly in a way that
like you can't do that with one of those. It's either on or off.
I tried to manipulate it and do it that way.
Yeah. Like right here, like what they're doing right now.
Look, they're doing it to demonstrate. Oh my God. Put the light off, please. So I can ask. It was weird though. I'll tell you what was weird. Hold on a second. Take this for a second. Take this.
Let me put this down here.
Is it doesn't usually rip name after name after name after name after name like that. And I was saying that there's 20-something spirits on the land. This house could be sitting on some sort of portal. All over the TV.
Yeah, all over the TV. Stop.
Good grief. That is a big boy. You see how big this dude just got?
Watch as this crazy little red demon thing jumps out at Marissa.
Open up every growl. That's say growl?
Yeah.
Yeah, they pissed. See? They don't want it. See? Growl.
All right. So I know we haven't been on for a couple weeks. As I mentioned before, we're excited to be back. We have a great show for you tonight. It's going to be regarding a house case that we did recently in a suburb of New Bedford. The residents did ask us to keep everything anonymous, so that is what we're going to do. So after each video clip, just remember any comments or questions you have. We're going to do a quick analysis of each video clip, and then we will go right to your questions and comments. But please don't ask us where it is or who the people are, because we won't answer that question this week. Okay, that location is anonymous. And at Relatively Paranormal, which is our research group, we stick by that. Okay. So before we get into the first video clip, we're just going to mention again, as always, if you're experiencing any sort of paranormal activity and you would like Marissa and I and Brandon to come out and investigate, to either validate that you're experiencing a haunting, to cleanse the house if you're being tormented by something negative, as we once were, just go to relativelyparanormal.com. On the last page, there is a booking form that you can quickly fill out, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. And depending on how bad things are, we will get back out there, like I said, as fast as we can. Our daughter is leaving on a vacation with her grandparents for a couple of weeks from the 29th to July 15th. So it's a great time, if you would like an investigation done, to have it done. You can also email us directly at relativelyparanormal@gmail.com. And at that website also has a lot of great content, video links to a lot of great evidence clips. We make full investigation videos. What you see on this show is probably only about 20% of the evidence that we come up with during each investigation. We put the full investigation videos on our YouTube channel. There's links to that from the relativelyparanormal.com website. And we also have a public Facebook group called Relatively Paranormal that anyone is welcome to join. There's also links to that from the Facebook account. So we're going to get into the first video clip. And as always, when we start an investigation anywhere, whether it's a famous location like Lizzie Borden's, or whether it's somebody's house out in the middle of the woods, or an apartment in New Bedford, wherever it is, we like to make direct contact with the spirit to make sure they're there before we turn on any sort of spirit boxes or anything, you know. So that's what this first video is about. So why don't we roll into that first video, and then we'll get into some questions and comments after that. So if you have them, please put them in, and we'll get to them as soon as the video's over.
Second, I'm going to turn on a box that you can talk through. But we just want to make sure that you are here first. And I have a simple flashlight in my hand. And all you do is twist the end to turn it on and off. It's going to let us know that you're here. And it's also going to allow us to ask yes and no questions to kind of establish kind of who you are. So what I'm going to do is just twist it till it just turns off. And if you can go ahead and turn that on, it will let us know that you're here. All you have to do is twist it the other way. Keep going. You got it. Yep, just keep going. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. If you lived in this house at one point, can you please turn the flashlight on?
Inches.
Please turn that flashlight back on. Just twist it the other way from where you were.
Inches. When I just said move to the right a little bit. Move a few inches.
Can you twist it back the other way? There you
Perfect.
go.
Good job. Excellent.
You lived here before. Can you turn it back off so I can ask you another question? Can you twist it off? You're a male. Can you please turn the flash? Excellent.
Right.
Thank you. Okay. Can you turn it back off again? Okay. Did you pass away in this house? Turn the light on if you passed away in the house.
No.
So they lived here though, right?
Yeah. Oh. It's turned on, so what does that mean? Ask him to confirm that.
Can you, don't do anything yet. Alright, can you turn it back on? Did you pass away in this house?
Ask him if that's his name. Grace, too?
I thought it was a male.
Ask
Your
if
name's Pat? Hello?
Yes, his name's Pat.
Wow.
Awesome. So we can call you, can you please shut the light off? I just want to confirm, so we can call you Pat. Is that correct? Your name is Pat?
Turn on the light if your name's Pat. Your name Grace? Okay.
All right.
Well, it could be multiple spirit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so just to confirm, just again, if your name is Grace and that's what you want us to call you, please turn the light on. If your name is Grace, turn the light on.
Us. Oh, there's two of them. Us. Okay, so there's Pat and Grace, perhaps.
Okay, well, all right. Grace,
Saying that there's two of them, right?
Grace, can you turn the light off, please? So I can ask you another
Let's check out the replay of that spirit energy orb flying by me.
question.
Ask if they're a couple.
Excellent. Good, you're doing a great job with that. Thank you so much. Okay, if there is other spirits here with you, can you please turn the light on? If there's more than just you here, turn the light on. It said us, so is there another spirit here with you? Yes, okay. All right. You turn the light off? Okay, so Grace, what I'm going to do is I'm going to count. I'm going to count very slowly. When I get to the number of spirits or supernatural beings in this house, yep, and I know you're excited. I know you're excited because nobody's probably ever talked to you before, but I want you to turn on the light when I get to the number of spirits or entities in the home, okay? You understand? Please turn on the light to let me know you understand.
Michael.
Thank you.
Michael.
All right, so I'm going to count now. You let me know when I get to the right number, okay? So this includes you, okay? So if there's two spirits here, you and one other spirit, turn the light on. Boom, that was quick. Okay. So just to confirm, well, very good, thank you. Just to confirm, there is one.
Ooh, orb. Went straight through your hand.
Really?
Yeah. A flasher. A no doubter, for sure.
Did you just fly right by me? Did you just go by me? Oh, you did. Excellent.
What are you guys' thoughts?
You're not the first person to say that when this happens. But pay attention, like that. Like, you know what a mag light is? A mini mag light.
I already showed it to them, but they're just normal.
But you'll see, like, it'll turn like so slowly in a way that
Yeah, like you can't do that with one of those. It's either on or off.
Try to manipulate it and do it that way.
Yeah. Like right here, like what they're doing right now.
Look, they're doing it to demonstrate. Oh my God.
Like you can't do that to one of those.
Thank you so much, Grace. That was an awesome demonstration.
Charlotte.
Charlotte? Okay, Grace. Is the other...
Vowel.
Okay. Okay. Is the other? Go ahead. Can you shut off the light? Okay. So obviously you're a female, right? You're a woman or a girl. Turn on the light if you're a girl. Okay. There we go. All right.
Filter.
Filter. Okay. Go ahead and shut off the light again. Okay. Is the other spirit here with you a male? Turn the light on if there's another spirit here that's a male.
Lucas.
Yes? Okay. Alright. Can you shut off the light? Grace, is the male here the gentleman that's been seen upstairs? The male spirit here? Can you shut off the light for me, please? Okay. Are you...
Heat.
Okay, this question's... Heat?
Heat.
Let me stop the smell. Grace, has there ever been a fire here in this house? Is that why you're saying heat? Okay, so there was a fire here? Go ahead. Did the fire have anything to do with your death? Turn on the light if the fire had anything to do with your death. Did you die of natural causes like a...
Periodical.
Periodical? So you died of natural causes like a heart attack or something like that? Turn on the light if that's true. That is, okay. Now let me ask you a question. Is the male spirit down here with us right now? Turn on the light if the other spirit's here right now. Okay, so Grace, the male spirit's in this room with us right now?
Phrase.
Was that on? Can you turn it off? Turn the flashlight off again? Okay. Let me ask you a question, Grace. Are you using the energy boxes that I put out for you? The black energy boxes, are you using those for energy? Turn on the light if you're using those for energy. You are, okay. Are you good? Are you nice? Turn on the light if you're a good spirit. You are, okay, that's good to know. Alright, can you turn off the light? Is the male spirit here also nice? Turn on the light if he is also nice. He is. Okay. Can you turn off the light again for me, please? Can you reset the light? Go ahead, turn the light back off.
Open it. Release and then open it.
Grace, is the male spirit here with you? Did you know this person in life? Did you live here with the male spirit? Yes. Okay. Can you turn the light back off for me? Were you married? Were you and the male spirit here married? Okay. Okay. Turn on the light if you were related some.
All right. So again, before we answer your questions and comments, we're just going to do a quick analysis. So if you have questions and comments, please enter them in now, and we will get to them in 1 second. What we're going to talk about real quick is the big difference between a house case and, investigating a place like the Lizzie Borden House, so the USS Salem, a famous place where you can watch ghost shows like Ghost Adventures that have already been there. You can read history books about what supposedly is haunting there. You have a general idea of what you're going to come across when you go to a place like that. When we get a call from a family who is experiencing strange activity, for the most part, we have no clue what could be there. Pre-COVID, we could at least go look at the deeds at City Hall or go to the library and maybe find out some historical facts about it. But that's even way more difficult now because you can't even go to City Hall. Maybe you can now, but we haven't tried recently. But, you know, it's very difficult to do. So, what's that?
They're probably open by now.
Maybe. So we're basically like doctors, and the homeowner is somebody like experiencing discomfort and they don't know what's wrong. So when we go there, we can do a quick examination, i.e. the investigation, and before we leave, probably give you a general idea of what we think is there. But since we only see and hear probably about 20% of what we actually capture during an investigation, until we go spend probably a couple weeks combing through the hours of video and audio, which is like a doctor running like your blood tests and your MRIs and such, you know, until we do all that, it's hard for us to give you an accurate answer as to, you know, entirely what's there. Usually if it's something negative, that we can figure out right away. If there's something inhuman there, if there's a nasty human spirit there, you know, and we'd be happy to do a house cleansing at that point, which
a lot of times if it's negative, you can feel it anyhow.
Yeah, the house will be heavy. There's certain traits, you know, just like if you had a certain disease, there would be certain symptoms you would be suffering. Same type of thing.
Doctors, I like that.
It's a good analogy. It's a good analogy. You know, so you know, that's what we come across. In this case was no different than any of the other ones. What's funny is the Paralysis device, which is that robotic thing you can hear going off in the background, is a word bank, a phonetic generator, basically, that the spirits can tap into to communicate with us. Did I say the Paralysis?
No. I was just the Paralysis. You didn't say it.
Okay. Oh. So it's called the Paralysis, and usually it doesn't pop names like that unless we're in a graveyard. Okay, in a graveyard, you run across so many different types of spirits, and they're all coming over to say hi, and usually they'll throw out their name through it. Here, it was popping off a lot of names, and you'll see in the coming videos why that is. But a lot of spirits, what they do is they hang back in the beginning, and they will watch to see what you're about, what you're there doing, and whatnot. But when they see the other spirits interacting, and they see that you're not there harming them and whatnot, the human spirits, then they come and join the party, basically. So that's why you keep hearing these names popping off again and again and again, mixed in with words that make sense. Like the word heat came through, and the resident had just got through telling us that they kept smelling phantom smoke. They were smelling smoke, but there was no fire.
Now,
ever.
The Paralysis is an app on your phone. We have Android phones. And so that just goes to show us that spirits can manipulate any electronics, really. They can manipulate your cell phone. They can shut it off. So when you watch those shows and people be like, oh, well, my battery's been drained, it's just proof right there that you know it's a spirit. You know, if the lights turn on and off, you know it's a spirit, because they can absolutely 100% manipulate electronics.
Well, spirits are made of electromagnetic energy, so they can manipulate magnetic energy. They can feed off electromagnetic energy. We even have an electrical current running through our bodies, which is why they often drain us during investigations as well. But I don't know if there are any questions and comments yet. But if not, then we can roll into the next. Oh, there is. Okay. Y'all are in the wrong. Trust me. Me to the Camel House in the South End. A lot of strange things. Y'all are in the wrong. What? Trust me. I don't understand that.
Oh, well, he's saying that we're wrong, I think. So.
In the wrong house?
I don't know, but.
I don't know what that comment means. I don't know what the Camel House is either, but I don't know.
Hi, Kirsten.
How you doing?
But we'd be happy to go, down to the house and
go wherever
and check it out. So
it's haunted,
yeah, we'll accept that invitation.
If you know of a haunted location anywhere and you'd like to see us investigate, throw that out in the comments. We'll go there as long as it's legal. I'm not going to break into a place, but if there's a place we can go, we'll go. We're always looking to further the research.
What was it? Who was that just put up that post? I can't. I didn't see the name.
I don't know. I don't think that's what it meant. I think they meant like that there's another place we can go type of thing.
Oh, yeah, we'd absolutely love to go there. So if you could, shoot us an email even after the show, we'd love to speak with you.
In the Ron House. See,
okay.
If there's anything you need to go to the Kim House in the North End. A lot of strange things and encounters, believe it or not. I'm not sure where the Camel House is. If you want to email us at relativelyparanormal@gmail.com or put another comment in with what it is and how we can get in touch with the person to investigate it.
Yeah.
Or if it's an abandoned house, whatever it is.
We're interested.
As long as the police let me go there, I can go there. No matter where we go, just so you know, whatever haunted location you see us at, I always call the local police department first and get permission to be there and let them know that we're going to be there. If we go to a graveyard and I don't do that, chances are if somebody sees us there, they're going to think we're in there vandalizing it, that we're teenagers and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to go paranormal investigating, always make sure that you're allowed to be there or you're just really asking for a headache, to be honest with you. So let's roll on to the second clip, where at the end of this clip, we certainly thought that we were dealing with, just a couple of human spirits, and things get a little weird, actually really fast. So let's roll on to the next clip. And, again, if you have any questions or comments, put them in and we'll get to them as soon as the clip's over.
Grace, are you here? Whoa.
Yellow.
Grace.
Oh, look, that's yellow right now. The color's
What's yellow?
All right, so you see that? Oh, the orb just went right behind you, Todd. So you see that?
This is like too,
Todd out? All right. So it's mapping Todd out right now.
What's this
You can
going
tell
on?
because it's him. But when there's a spirit, you'll see the same thing. Only there'll be no person behind it. So that's what you're going to look for.
I bless.
Is it? She has just the orb.
Watch as this strange anomaly flies up behind me, then makes its way underneath my arm, hangs out for a minute, and then flies away. A black anomaly shoots up towards the ceiling.
Perfect light. Do you need the light? Do you need help? The light went on.
Demon.
It's a demon? You need the light? What's the name of the man? What's the name of the man seen upstairs? What's his name? What's the name of the gentleman who Nicholas saw upstairs? How come you keep saying light? Do you need the light? Saying light. How come you keep saying light? Do you need the light?
Super read.
Do you think they used to read you?
She was like 16 when they moved out.
Do you turn on the flashlight if you remember? Is there a hand named Grace? She tricked you. The spirit said she tricked you, the spirit. So what do you mean? Trick?
What you're looking at is footage from our FLIR thermal camera, and this is what it should normally look like. In a second, you're going to see the colors turn bright yellow and orange, which is completely unnatural as there was not a high change of temperature, especially heat, which is what this would look like. Our box breaks in a second, and you're going to notice that when the energy box does break, all the colors go completely back to normal. So I believe what you're looking at here is a high explosion of spiritual and magnetic energy shown on the flare camera, especially up in the top left where the flashlight was.
God came right up on me in the corner. They just said behind you. Can you show yourself?
So that part is insane. The energy wave that was caught on the flare is insane, because what I was trying to get across is whenever we're looking through the flare, you see the purple, which is the cold, the red to yellow is hot, and it instantly goes from purple to bright red and yellow without me moving the camera. I didn't move it to a colder area or a darker or a hotter area. It stayed in the same spot, which was that doorway, and the flashlight was over to the left. Okay, and we had a couple of my energy boxes, which I'm wearing the shirt right now, the power plant. I make these energy boxes and sell them. And what they do is they feed the spirits. Spirits have no bodies, but they have the same energy needs like we do, which is what we were just talking about before the video. The fact that they will drain equipment, they will drain us to interact with us because they need the energy to do so. So we give them the energy by putting out these devices, the power plants. Now I had the power plant off to the left, but they've been there the whole night. So it was really bizarre to see that high, weird yellow wave wash over the left side of the screen where the flashlight was and turn the entire screen red and yellow. It was bizarre. And then you can hear the spirits saying that they were going to break one of the power plants. And then they did just that. They broke one of them. And then they said, we did it. We did it.
That was so crazy.
It's an incredible piece of evidence. Even though it aggravated me, I had to repair one of the boxes. It was just crazy that they were plotting it out and they actually did it. So
and why they would want to do that? I mean, maybe they didn't understand what it was providing. I don't know, but why would they want to break it?
Well, there was another one next to it, maybe just to do it. I don't know. I don't know. It could have been, it could have been a negative entity. I don't know. All I know is that one of them says we're gonna break it, and then the other one says we did it.
Yeah.
They broke it. Now, what was even more amazing was the fact that after it broke, the screen washes back to the normal color instantly. Boom, it went right back.
So those colors indicate the temperature, just so you understand.
But there was really no temperature change there. So the only thing that FLIR thermal camera could have been seeing was a high energy wave is the only thing. Listen, I don't profess to know everything about this, but it's the only thing I could come up with. And I watched that video multiple times trying to figure out what was going on there. What you also heard in the background, if you're new to the show, is our Vortex Spirit Box, which allows us to have direct communication with the spirits. Not only can we hear them talking to us, as strange as it sounds, we can hear them talking to each other, which is what they were doing when they were talking about breaking the box. They weren't telling me we're going to break the box. They were talking to each other, which is really strange. So when you're listening to the spirit box in the background, try to pay attention to what they're saying, because oftentimes they're talking to each other, which is really insane.
And that was something that we couldn't hear at the time, but we did hear it when we got home and listened to it. So, we're just like, crap, the box is broken. What the heck? When we got home and we hear them saying, break the box, do it, break the box.
With the vortex, though.
I'm just saying, because it was something that we mentioned earlier.
It's to with the vortex, though.
It doesn't.
All right. So anyway, so the vortex, we don't use a scratchy white noise spirit box that picks up radio stations. The vortex is an invention that I made. That's like the 5th edition of it. It has a lot of different components, but it uses a phonetic generator with sounds. There's no words in it. There's no word bank. It doesn't use radio. It uses sounds like the sound like A, E, I, O, U, like those type of phonetics for the spirits in order to create words. Sometimes a spirit will use different voices to complete a sentence as well, which is strange, but they do. And sometimes it's one voice the whole way through. And I believe that that's their natural voice, and somehow that spirit's figured out how to do that. So either way, an incredible thing to be able to have direct communication with the spirit as if they're in the room with you. It certainly is like a next generation jumping things for sure. I'm not sure if there are any questions and comments. If not, we can roll to the next video, which is when we start taking out our SLS cameras and stuff. I used to live there. The stories I've heard, I didn't believe until I had a strange encounter. Believe it or not, my email. Okay, all right.
We'll email you at the end of the show.
We'll email you after to find out about it. Again, we didn't believe in the paranormal till we moved into a haunted home 10 years ago. And within a short amount of time, we started to believe in the paranormal and doing research on it.
I didn't believe, like, didn't even really care about it. It wasn't something that was
even
strange. A thought,
it was a really strange experience.
It's interesting, the things that you find out.
Until you've lived in a haunted house, it's one of those things, like, until you've done it, it's really hard to explain.
Yeah.
It is.
And there's so much to it that we don't know. There's just so much that that we're still learning, but it exists 100%.
Can you guys introduce yourself and do a quick story? I'm new. Absolutely. Again, I'm Todd Sylvia. This is my...
I'm Marissa.
We've been together for about 10 years. Shortly after we got together, we moved into a new apartment in Fall River that, as it turned out, was extremely haunted by at least 2 spirits. When we say extremely haunted, we're talking about we saw full body apparitions that looked as real as you and I. We saw white mist apparitions that would walk by doorways. We saw shadow figures, which were darker than the dark of any room, that would walk through the center of a room, not along the wall, would walk through like a person. We had objects moved, which we believe they would move the objects to start fights with us because...
It started fights.
Because there's only 2 people there and things are missing.
Yeah.
You know where you put them. There's
You
only
didn't
one other
touch
person.
it. I didn't touch it. Right.
Electronics that we had before and after that didn't turn themselves on and off before or after did there.
The heat was blaring. The heat just like came on. Remember?
The thermostat would change. The faucets would turn on and off.
The heater that would continue to work after it was unplugged out of the wall.
No, that's not what happened. What happened is we got a little electric space heater that got ripped. The plug got ripped out of the wall, and then I plugged it back in. And we were sitting there. The room got to be like really hot, so we shut it off. And then I laid back down in bed, and it turned back on by itself, but not just back on. It turned to the complete full blast again. And then when I went to shut it off, it was freezing cold around it. And then worst of all is this happened to Marissa once, but it happened to me hundreds of times. Is I would get held down in bed by a tall, skinny shadow type figure with red eyes. It's never happened to me before then, and it never happened to me after then, and I was wide awake. I was paralyzed, couldn't talk, anything. So that's just a quick synopsis. But if you go to relativelyparanormal.com, this is our whole backstory, videos from start to finish, and it's a really good place if you're interested in finding out about us to get information. For sure. And
send us a message. We'll get back to you right away.
All right.
But let's roll
on to that next video.
Tracy, anything weird on that? Fly by or anything?
So we can really see you?
It's a big coffee table.
Could you take a photo with me?
I like it.
I lost that battle with the table.
Would you be able to take a photo with me?
What's up?
This right here is my phone, and if you see the bright white static, you can make yourself, take a picture with me here. You make yourself, your face manifest on the screen so we can see it. Can you try that for me right now? I'll take the photo with you. Ready? I'm going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Cheese. Go ahead. You can do it. You can manipulate that static, make your face appear on this right here.
Did it say don't do that, anyone?
I don't know.
What you just heard was a conversation between either a demonic or negative entity who was ordering another spirit to try to take the phone that had the Ghost TV app on it away from Marissa, and the spirit saying that it couldn't do that, either morally or just physically couldn't take it from her. Either way, a really insane and interesting conversation between entities through our Vortex Spirit Box.
Can you try for me, please?
Oh, there we go. I got a stick figure.
You do?
I got a spirit. Who is that? That's not Marissa.
I'm down.
On the piano. No. Not on the piano. Oh, where was
The
it?
one who's turning the flashlight on, can you take a photo with me?
Oh, that was the piano.
Please.
Go
ahead, it's right
Somebody
here.
was standing on the piano. That was weird. Are there any spirits here that are stuck here? Turn on the flashlight if you're stuck here.
It says Pete.
It says Pete?
Pete.
Oh my god.
But you know what? You know what was weird though? I'll tell you what was weird. Hold on a second. Take this for a second. Take this.
Let me put this down here.
Just for a second. Okay. You know what was weird? Is it doesn't usually rip name after name after name after name after name like that. And I was saying that there's 20-something spirits on the land. This house could be sitting on some sort of portal where things not necessarily nasty
Or it
things
could
are
have been built on top
passing
of
by,
a
passing
cemetery.
through.
There was like an extensive history of like a bunch of different people living here. I don't know if there was that many different people that lived here though.
I don't know. It could have been
seems
built
like
on some
it's
sort of
more-
Native American situation. I mean, I don't know. It just
Oh,
seemed like a lot of
it could
names
be-
in it, and they're all talking over each other.
Oh, but yeah, it's a spirit because he just walked out and it had it knocked out. So there's a spirit.
What about Grace?
It says Nate.
Grace lied? She did. So what's...
Oh, Todd! I got two spirits.
Yes, you do. Hi! Hi, we see you over there. Can you wave your hand? Whoa. Whoa, that was weird. You wave your hand?
Oh my god. How do
You're
I...
sitting on the couch right there.
Someone's on the couch and someone's on the coffee table. I'm so afraid to move this camera.
Can you wave your hand over there? So, is there any member still here? There isn't.
Look at it. They're there.
There's not.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. It's going that way. So it's right over here.
Yeah, there's one right on
Look
that
it,
couch right in
look
front of you. I know.
You just moved to the side of the couch.
Alright, so I have another question. Is there really...
In this absolutely incredible SLS footage, we can see two entities manifested on the empty couch, and one seems to be dancing on the coffee table.
Did you see that?
Observe?
It just did like the whole,
Yeah, that...
stretched out across the whole bottom.
Don't move. That's unusual. There's a really tall person over there in the doorway. Who's standing in the doorway over there? You? Oh,
Yes. Oops. Oh, wrong way.
that was the doorway.
Yeah, right here.
So yeah, that was right over there. So who is just standing in the doorway over there? That's you.
There.
So what human spirits are here? Abby? Who's got a burned face? A spirit? Is there a spirit here that burned in a fire in this house? There's not. Is there a spirit here that died of a fire on the land? Yes, I did. Yeah. So, what's your name?
Abby.
Oh, sorry. Did you say Abby did? Did you say Abby did? So who?
Let's watch that orb come out of the Paralysis app again in slow motion replay.
Would you be able to tell me? Would you be able to tell me what color shirt I'm wearing right now?
So you read it?
Can you tell me one more time, please?
So you read it. Red. Just said red.
I'm not trying to ask you to do tricks or anything, but I just want to make sure that you're actually here in the same room as us. Could you just tell me what color shoes is Todd wearing today?
Right.
I'm sorry, could you speak up and say it one more time?
Okay, so what you just saw there was a lot of video from our 2 SLS cameras, which are called structured light cameras. So they each work differently. They're both made from Xbox Connect cameras, the games, the ones that you used to play sports video games with. One basically uses infrared dots to map the scene, which is that colored screen that you saw with the one entity sitting on the couch and the other one dancing on the table. And then the other one is that black and white screen with the crazy looking orbs. And basically it uses like a sonar type system where it sends out infrared beams. It hits something, comes back, and it maps it out. It's called time of flight. They each are incredible in their own right, and they each see things differently and strangely, oddly enough. The fact that the Paralysis said dance at the same time as there was a freaky figure dancing on the table was pretty incredible. And then the other camera saw the Paralysis as an app that, as Marissa explained, is used on the cell phone, where you saw the phone sitting there and an orb materialize out of the phone and shoot off into the air, which to us was finally proof positive that entities are going into this phone and using it to communicate with us. Because that orb comes right out of the phone and it's incredible. What else was pretty cool was at the end of the video when we were asking what color my shoes were, and you see on the Connect SLS camera an entity climb down the wall and climb down to look at my shoes and then give the answer of white, and I was wearing white shoes that day. So that was pretty cool stuff. So let's see if there are any comments. If not, we can go right to the next video. Whoa, hey.
That was quick.
That was a quick video.
Are you touching this box? You touch it again?
There's a spirit over there. Todd,
What?
I got a spirit on the wall. Tell me which direction it's in. Over there?
What's that?
Is it over there or is it over there?
Where? Hold on, I'm gonna move this over here.
Yeah,
Move it over there. Where is it?
you see it? Oh, you just put your arm right over him. That's where it is. Right on the table.
Oh, good God.
You're gonna put your arm through his thing.
Oh, look at that. Static here.
Look, oh, yeah, of course, there's something right here.
Oh, that's why.
Hold on.
Hold on. I don't want to put my arm through it.
You already did.
I want the static thing to work.
Who's right here on the table next to me?
Hobble.
Who is it? Oh, you should be drunk too.
You should be Zach again.
What?
Charles and Zach again?
Positive.
Oh yeah, look, yeah. Hi, can you wave? I see you over there. You, hi. Who's standing on the table? Who's standing? Who? Who's standing on the table? Who?
Oh, there he is, back over. Opposite.
Okay. Incubus, okay. So listen.
Oh, Todd. One, this thing's getting spread. Two, it's taking up the, like, this is one of those things that stretches across the whole window. Like the whole wall, rather.
They're not gonna give answers. I don't know what's up. Listen.
I think. Oh, there we go, right
it is.
there.
Wow, that is weird. That's on the table again.
Yeah, can you come over here and touch my hand?
No. Look. Go ahead, can you shake my hand, sir? Can you shake my hand?
Yeah, he reached his hand out, but I can't see your hand. Oh, there's your hand. Oh, can you
reach
shake
my
Todd's
hand?
hand?
They just said hand. Oh my god, my hand feels like cold.
It's right on you.
My hand,
Your hand is like right on his
my
head.
hand feels like ice cold. That's weird.
Can you shake Todd's hand, please?
That is a weird feeling.
Just put your hand up in the air.
Is it still there?
Yeah.
You want to feel something weird? Are you afraid to?
Do you want it?
It feels weird. Like ask him to shake. Go ahead, shake Zach's hand. Can you shake Zach's hand?
It is.
Do you feel like a
It's
coldness
right on top
on your
of you.
hand?
Just leave it there for a second. Okay,
Zach's hand.
he's right there. It's going right there.
Oh yeah, I see it. Oh my god, he's like right on you.
He's like, his entire body's on your arm.
You touch Zach?
Feel anything?
I don't know. I can't tell now what I'm trying to like feel.
I thought that was like on the back of my hand. So listen, can you touch Zach?
It is.
It's tiny though.
Yeah, I know.
It's like
Can you shake Zach's hand?
it's up a little bit.
It did say no, didn't it?
It's
Nope.
tiny.
Oh,
It's like climbing on your hand now.
yeah. You can't feel it? Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Are you a puck wedgie? Is that a puck wedgie?
Seriously, that would make him like a foot long. I don't understand how it works.
It was literally like as tall as like your hand. As
Yeah,
it was.
that's how-
It's gone now. Yeah, no, it wasn't.
They stopped with the flashlight altogether. Weird.
Purpose.
Everything's leading us back.
Yeah.
Well, out back?
Everything it's saying on this thing makes me think about that.
Are you outside?
Really?
I'm seeing little orbs.
I think you should give him this one. Because
Are you outside?
That one doesn't show. Give him this one.
I don't want to see that one.
You don't?
Thank you.
Come out. Are you outside? Help you.
Yes. So, as you can see, the spirits there, some were just normal human spirits, looking for the light to move on out of what is basically like a purgatory type existence for them. And it seemed to us as though there was a darker entity there that may have been bullying the other spirits. And those spirits wanted us to, one, help them out with that, and two, help them move on to the light. Again, we didn't know any of that stuff at the time. You got to realize that we're standing there in the absolute pitch dark. The only thing we can see is the screens from our devices, whether it be a video camera, one of the SLS cameras, the FLIR camera. That is it. That's the only thing we can see is a little, you're looking through a little square, either cell phone or an infrared video camera screen or a tablet screen, and that's it. The rest of the room is pitch dark. So you're trying to focus on that. You're trying to hear what's coming out of the box. In a house case, you also have the residents there who naturally have questions. They, you know, like they said earlier, they're a little freaked out. I would be too if it was my house. And you're trying to manage all of that and realize, you know, come up with an idea of what's going on there. But after we went through the evidence, I think it's our consensus that there's a little bit of everything there. Is that about right?
Yeah.
We also heard during the review a lot of talk of the basement and the outside yard area, which we didn't have time to go to that night. But part of that haunting may be dealing with that as well. But let's move on to the next video because we do have a lot of video tonight, a lot of good stuff. And again, if you have any questions or comments, write them in and we will get into them after the next video.
Outside was overgrown. And I had cleared everything out.
There's something over by the basement. No, right there. Mine's right there.
Oh, yeah, no, I see it.
Right, you're right in front of me. Can you wave?
You should have given that one to look at.
They don't want to.
They have to.
They have to.
Crazy.
They don't have to. They don't want to see it.
I'll look.
I'll watch the episode later.
He's right over in front of your base. You see your base right there? That's your base. It's standing on your base and on your
Oh, yeah, okay,
It
okay. I
grew
see
from
it.
like a foot long to like, is it scary like?
It's not, you can't like tell that it's.
What's amazing about the manifestation of this entity is the sheer size of it. You can see that its feet are below the base of this pot that's next to the TV. Its head is up near the base of the ceiling. It is absolutely massive. That is a huge, probably 60-inch TV, and its arms are reaching out across almost the entire TV set.
big and all over the TV.
Yeah, all over the TV.
Good grief. That is a big boy. You see how big this dude just got?
Watch as this crazy little red demon thing jumps out at Marissa.
Should we go in the basement?
Will you stay in the basement? How do I ask that?
Said that? It said your soul?
Yeah, it says it.
Your soul. Little creepy. This dude's like up on the ceiling now. What are you doing up there, bud? Why are you up there? You trying to get to me? To get to me? You just look, it's completely up on the ceiling. Look at this. What are you doing up there? I've seen this before. Are you trying to get to me? What are you doing up there, bud? Alright, yeah. You can come right at me. This isn't easy to hold this like this. Can you come down off the ceiling?
Say get out.
Get out?
Get out, alright.
We're about to leave soon anyway. You're not giving us any answers now. Here. All are gone? Gone. Okay. Is there somebody buried underneath the house? Yes or no?
Are you making this out?
Yeah.
X.
I know some of it. They try to say stuff to scare you. I acknowledge some of it. Yeah, no,
But
yeah.
at least, nothing else, you guys know for sure there's definitely something here.
Yeah, it's up on the ceiling. I don't know what he's doing up there. See, they'll say things to try to scare you. They also up the screen.
So how often do you get like the stick figures and orbs and stuff?
Usually pretty frequently. Sometimes. Sometimes. You got it? You hit the SP 7 spirit box thing. That stupid white noise. That's what you hit. A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. In our house, so happened.
In the slow motion replay, watch the top of the vortex where it looks like phantom fingers several times pop in and out of the top of the box. I ran this in a close-up view so you could better see them.
But the problem with the spirit world is, one, you don't know who you're talking to.
Yeah.
Two, sometimes they try to portray themselves as nice and innocent, especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
And sometimes years down the road you find out it's something that's not.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's something you think is nasty, but it's just something trying to get your attention.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only see so much, like all this stuff
Felt
helps.
anything scary? I mean, this was a little unnerving, but
I mean, I'll go down there with the box and take that, snap the camera off that.
If anything, I feel better about it. I mean, I don't think anything. I definitely don't think anything's gonna try and.
The other thing
I don't
too
think
is
it's gonna hurt them.
they do feed off your energy, even that there's no such. At the end of the day, there's no such thing as good though. Okay.
yeah.
Even if it's a nice old lady who died here, she needs your energy.
Yeah.
Period. And the easiest way to get it is to make you angry, sad, the negative,
About that.
the negative
Yeah.
emotions. Feed them the most.
Yeah.
So they'll cause them on purpose.
Yeah.
They used to hide stuff on us and make us blame each other until we figured out what they were doing.
Yeah.
That was pretty angry.
Yeah.
Pretty angry. So, they'll do stuff
Rage.
like that. Yeah, see, rage. You
Is it
said
rage?
rage. Oh my God.
Paige.
Oh, Paige.
Oh.
So, they'll do weird stuff like that for the energy. That's really kind of what that's about.
Addison.
Addison?
So does saging and stuff work? I did do that when I bought the house.
If you do it not in the exact like manner.
Yeah, I think I don't remember if I did it clockwise or, but I
You
did.
stopped. It said.
Well, you gotta start in the basement and work your way up. You gotta smoke that hell out of your house. If you really want to, they said in the box, like, please just ask us to leave before you sage, because it does hurt them. Some
Yeah.
way, shape, or form it does.
Yeah,
it does.
it
Sage everything.
Yeah.
But remember
Yeah.
to keep every. Okay, so I know it says to leave one window cracked or one door cracked. Don't crack it till the end.
Yeah.
You want to smother them.
Wow.
Open up every. Growl. Does that say growl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pissed. See? They don't want it. See? Growl.
Okay, so a couple of really cool things. One phenomena that Marissa and I have come across a lot is that at the end of an investigation, we start to shut everything down. We shut off all the power boxes. We shut off the vortex spirit box. We shut off all the different ways for them to communicate with us, the flashlights and everything. And in that case, we had forgot to shut off the Paralysis app. So as we were sitting there talking to the clients, giving them a little consultation about things they could do to help themselves, like saging, all of a sudden the Paralysis says growl, which is something that we come across a lot on investigations, is growling through the spirit box or in the air. We've had that too. And it's usually the sign of something more sinister, negative, or even demonic. And it's just kind of crazy that we forgot to turn that off, and all of a sudden it says like growl with authority. Even the voice sounded different, which was kind of funky. Mm-hmm. Another crazy thing that we saw twice during those videos was from the other SLS camera, the one in the black and white, was a strange mist come out of the top of the vortex spirit box. And even at one point, it forms into what looked like really long, like alien type fingers coming out of the top of the box. Well,
You could see him.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like you can see him clear as day. Like if you couldn't, if it can't see them that great on a small phone, go look at them on your computer. It is freaky, man. And you can see like almost like the mist goes from a wide mist to a thin, like it looks like when the steam comes out of your like tea kettle and goes back and forth across the screen. We've never seen that before. That was absolutely incredible. Like that SLS camera is very precise in the way it works. Again, it's like sonar on steroids. It caught one stick figure, and it was that crazy looking freaky demon thing that jumped out at you.
I don't know what that was.
To see a little red figure jump out of the vortex, that's
weird, because when it jumped at me, I moved back, or like I almost fell back a little bit. It was weird. It almost looked like I could see it coming at me, but I couldn't, obviously. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
did you feel a negative energy wave come at you at that point? I mean, it's hard to remember.
I don't know. But yeah, that was really bizarre, because just as the thing jumped at me, I stepped back a few, or pushed back. I don't know what the heck happened. I don't know. I can't remember.
Jumps right past you. It's crazy. When I saw that, I
can't. I mean, what the heck would that thing be? It's so small.
I was yelling from the other room for Marissa to come see it, because that's astonishing. And then finally, the huge stick figure that seemed to grow from a normal size entity to something larger. Normally, when we see entities on that camera, and just so you know, a quick review of how that camera works, when it maps Marissa or I or a person, you can see an outline of our body, and then the stick figure is almost like a skeleton in the inside of it. When you just see a stick figure with no body, that's mapping a spirit most of the time. That was on a blank wall next to just like a potted plant type thing. And it's just a blank wall. There's nothing for that to misread. And for that spirit to go from something small to something that went across the entire ceiling is really, really incredible and freaky. Normally when we see a spirit on that, they're small. They're small. We'll see them sitting in our chair when we investigate our own home here. We have these little stools. If you're new to the show, we live in a haunted house. We're streaming in a haunted home right now. This place is very haunted. We investigated here the other day. But we have these little bar stools, and we see them sitting in it all the time, and they're much smaller. So a couple of times we've seen these freaky, huge stick figures that go from floor to ceiling, and I would have to think that that's something a little bit more malevolent, maybe even non-human. But really just some awesome video from that location. Just so everybody knows, we have been in contact with the residents since then, and they actually report the atmosphere they're feeling much better. They feel like they have more ownership over their home, rather than before they almost felt like guests there. Now they feel like it's their home. And they really haven't experienced anything negative, which is good. It's very good. So we're always thrilled when we can help out anyone, whether it's just to validate a haunting or remove a haunting or whatever. That's always our goal here, is to help people out one way or another, either understand what's going on there or remove it, whatever they want.
And they needed validation, because they thought that they were losing their minds too, like we were, once upon a time.
Yeah, we felt the same way.
Yeah,
we feel the same way.
I could definitely.
When paranormal activity happens around you, you think you're going crazy.
Yeah.
You really do. You really do.
You think it's something like, you think it's something mental. You think you're going nuts. So, so when we spoke to them a couple of days after, I could definitely relate to what they were saying. That they feel much better about themselves, about being in their home.
Well, can you imagine purchasing a home in for a year, feeling like a guest in it?
Yeah.
That's
and just kind of looking
crazy.
over your shoulder, like looking over your shoulder every second and wondering, did I just see something? Or
to now have ownership of the home in every sense is very rewarding to us to hear. So we were happy to help them out.
Yeah. They were a nice couple.
And again, before we go, if you're experiencing paranormal activity and you would like our help, we're happy to come out. Again, it's relativelyparanormal.com. You can go to the end of that website, and there's a booking form, and we're happy to help out anyone. It looks like we had a comment from Christy. The majority of the haunts in New Bedford are in the surrounding towns. Obviously, we like to do local investigations. But, in a couple of weeks, we're going to Rolling Hills Asylum in East Bethany, New York. Mainly because it's the second most haunted location in the United States. So it's just one of our bucket list locations that we've always wanted to go to. but
the majority of
the house cases are always around here.
Yeah, the majority of our house cases have been in New Bedford, but we have gone outside of New Bedford and are more than willing to go outside of New Bedford.
As long as it's reasonable, we'll go
yeah.
there.
So
We'll go there. If we can afford to go there, we'll go there. We don't charge anyone, so. Donna's reading our article. Yes, we were in South Coast today, the Standard Times. We had a nice article in there that's on our website as well.
Yeah, thanks, Donna.
We thank them for putting out the article, which basically was just letting everyone in the area know that we're here to help as well. You know?
And we do investigate our home, and we'll definitely put up some footage because
eventually we'll do a show on our house.
There's been some crazy things.
We just have a lot of video from other locations. So
yeah, but we'll definitely get that up soon.
But we're glad to be back on the air. It was fun. We will not be on next week because we will be at Rolling Hills Asylum, but we will be back the week after that. We have crazy video from an investigation we did at Anawan Rock in Rehoboth, and I can't even believe what we captured there.
Yeah.
We also went to Village Cemetery there, and we will have plenty, I'm sure, plenty of evidence from Rolling Hills Asylum. That place is out of control, haunted. So from our family to yours, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate all the viewership. And we'll see you in a couple weeks. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Bye.